third.asm file to the source group. So these symbols are activated now. Earlier it is in the disable mode. So this is just to check for the syntax error. Click on that. You will find if you are having any error in the code. Obviously it will check for the syntax error, not the logical error. Okay. Right now I don't have any errors. Okay. Then click on the build button. So and last button, that is the rebuild button. So you have to just press these three buttons. Once you find the message 0 errors and 0 warning, then you can able to debug or run the program. So you can go from this debug tab, or there is a short key that D symbol is available. Just click on that. You will find a window where you can see the output of your code. Okay. So see, right now already I have explained the code. So number of points or number of tabs are available. Right now the important tabs are, this is the reset button. So this is just to run the code. So it will directly show you the output, and these two buttons are to execute your instructions stepwise. So in the earlier stage, obviously one should go for the stepwise execution. Then you will get the idea what happens after each and every instruction. So for this purpose, I will go for the stepwise execution and explain you what happens after each and every step. Now we are dealing with the memory. So this is our actual code, and this is the register window. So first of all, I have to take the memory window, and then I will show you the steps related to the debugging. So first of all, go in view. In view, memory window is available. So just click on the memory window. So you have to do this procedure twice. Memory window, memory 1. I want two memories. One is source and another is destination. Or in one window also you can do it. But so as to reduce the confusion, I will take the two memory windows. So here you will find memory 1 and memory 2. Now suppose memory 1 is my source memory and memory 2 is my destination memory. So in that memory, you have to just give the path, that is D colon. D stands for data memory, and the always address is mentioned in the form of 0 cross any address. So we will see 0 cross. My source address is 50H, so I will just write the 50H location. So directly I will find the 50H location. So I have to write some values from 50H location to 54H location, and then I have to run the code. Okay, because at 50H location some data is available. There should be some data. Then and then only the data is transferred to the 60H location. So at the source memory location, user has to put the data. So how to put the data? So this is my 0 cross 50H. So this is first location 50. This is second location 51, 52, 53 likewise. So I want to transfer the 5 bytes. So I will just mention, or I will just put the 5 numbers. So I will put the 1, then in second memory location 2 number. Any number, whatever the data you want to transfer, that you can just mention here. Just double click on that and just type any number. So I have mentioned these 5 bytes. Okay, and these are the source memory location. At that memory location these bytes are available. Now once I execute this code at my destination location, so destination location I will just first of all go for the memory address. So my destination is 60H. So I will write the 60. So I will get the 60H location. So once I run the code, so first byte, that is at 51H location. So 51H location, the content are 01. So once I execute the code, that is transferred to 60H location. Then 51H location, the content are 2. They are transferred to 61H location. So once I execute the code, you have to find this output. Okay. So now see, the cursor is pointing to the first instruction. Okay, and these are the registers. Initially all registers values are 00. You are finding all the values are 000, except the stack pointer is initialized to 07. Okay, so once I execute the first instruction, so R2 is loaded by 5. What I have written is move the 5 value to the R2. Now R2 becomes 5. So R2 contents are 5. Now R0, next instruction. So second instruction. Now R0 becomes 50. So I have executed this instruction. Now see, R1 is right now 0, 0. When I execute this instruction, R1 becomes 60H. So when I execute these three instructions, related registers are updated by their values. Okay. Now what happens? See it carefully. So what is the meaning of these two instructions is the content of memory location whose address is pointed by R0 is transferred to accumulator. Means 50H contents are transferred to accumulator. So just see what happens. Right now the accumulator contents are 0, 0. Okay. So once I execute this instruction, accumulator is loaded with 0, 1. Why 0, 1? Because at 50H memory location, what is the first content? 0, 1. And that contents are now available at the accumulator. Okay. Now what is the next instruction? Accumulator contents are transferred to the R1. R1 means at 60H location. So I will just execute the instruction. Now accumulator is 0, 1 itself. Now we will check for 60H location. Now see, at 60H location, now the first contents are available. In this way, from 50H location, the data is transferred to 60H location. So this is called as the memory transfer. Okay. So in this way, just click on the execute the next instruction. So now first memory contents are transferred. Now I want to access the 51H location. Now see the content of R0 and R1. Right now the content of R0 and R1 are 50 and 60. So when I execute the next instruction, R0 becomes 51H. Why? Because I have written the increment instruction. So 50 becomes 51. And then R1 becomes 61. So now I can able to access the next memory location, source as well as destination. And the same happens, R2 is, right now R2 is 5. So once I execute this DJNZ instruction, R2 should become 4. The decrement instruction always decremented by 1. Okay. And now see, as the value is not 0, so the control is again transferred to loop. Are you finding the difference? The control is transferred to loop from this instruction to this instruction. Okay. Now what happens? See. Now 51H contents are transferred to 61H. So I will show you. So 51H contents are first of all transferred to the accumulator. So what are the contents of 51? This is 50. This is 51. So at 51 what value is available? 2. So that value is transferred to accumulator. Earlier accumulator contents were 0, 1. They are content of 50H memory location. Now it is 0, 2. Okay. And now that 0, 2 is transferred to 61H location. So just see it. At 61H you will find the 0, 2. Okay. So in this way I will just go on clicking the stepwise execution. You will find the numbers and at last just see the changes. 62 finds the next value. Then 63. Then 64. Yes. So in this way the 5 bytes are transferred from this memory location, that is the source memory location. Whatever value you want to give, they are available at that location. Okay. Destination location. And once the R2 becomes 0, now see the control is transferred to the next instruction. Yes. Because R2 is now 0. Once R2 becomes 0, the instruction is fetched. D, J, N, Z, decrement jump not 0. So till R2 becomes 0, you just move in the loop instruction or in this loop only. Once R2 becomes 0, come to the next instruction or go to the next instruction. So in this way, you can able to see the data transfer from one memory location to another memory location. So here also the 60H you are finding the same data, but for understanding purpose I have taken the two memories. Okay, that's it.